The movie may be over, but the sleepover isn't. We're keeping the pajama party going with our bonus episode, joined by multi-talented Gabby Whiting. From our favorite childhood sleepover movies to late night nostalgia, we're spilling secrets and sharing the flicks that got us through middle school. Get comfy, it's gonna be a vibe. Welcome to the No More Late Fees podcast. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Jackie, and we're just two best friends and ex-Blockbuster employees rewatching some of the best and worst movies from the late 90s and early 2000s. In this bonus episode, we'll be discussing our favorite sleepover flicks with actor and content creator Gabby Whiting. Welcome.
Welcome, Gabby.
Thank you, guys. Hello. It's so exciting to be here. I'm so stoked to talk about all of the sleepover movies and get just really deep into them. I love it.
I feel like this is a long time coming. We've been talking for like almost a year, probably
Right.
on Instagram. So super stoked that you're able to join us. So why don't you tell us like a little bit about yourself for our audience so that they can go check out your content and you're an actress. I see you on the red carpet all the time, which is really cool. And you got to meet Ashley Tisdale. Shut up.
I did. That was so exciting. That was definitely like a dream come true bucket list person off the checklist. Yes. So hi guys, my name is Gabby Whiting. Like the lovely ladies introduced me as, I am an actress and content creator. My background, I'm from New York originally. Grew up in upstate New York. I lived in Harlem for about 8 years and I was doing Broadway stuff. I was doing theater and touring and doing film and TV acting and all that good stuff. And when the pandemic hit, all of that shut down and I switched to posting on social media. And I really just started talking about everything that I was passionate about, which a lot of that is nostalgic movies and early 2000s everything. And it was really, really cool to not only gain a following, but to like gain a community and see how many people also share the same sorts of like passions as I do. So it's been really, really cool creating this big community. I always tell people I do like pop culture with a purpose. I'm like always behind the why of the what's going on. But yeah, I talk about pop culture. I talk about movies, film, TV, Broadway, anything that's going on in the world and put my own personal spin on it. Yeah.
That's so cool. How did the Ashley Tisdale of it all happen?
So that was amazing. I think I manifested this when I was probably about 12 years old, but I work a lot with Disney and they had reached out because the new season of Phineas and Ferb, after 10 years, they brought it back and I love everything that's throwback early 2000s. And they were like, Gabby's one of our go-to people. So they reached out to help promote the new season of Phineas and Ferb. And one of the things that I got to do was a voiceover session in the studio with Ashley Tisdale and Vincent Martello, who voices Phineas, and with the two co-creators of Phineas and Ferb. So that's how that all got to happen. It was like a really cool just like experience, not only meeting Ashley, but also getting to like literally be in the booth doing voiceover work with her as well, which was just like so cool. It was such a like Disney Channel kid dream come true.
I feel like I need to watch it at least. I've never seen an episode, but
I haven't
what
either.
I feel like when we talk, I think someone did a video about this. When you talk about millennials, because the range is so big, I think breaking it down by Disney Channel like eras is the
Mhm.
best way. We were
It's so smart.
definitely in the maybe like the cusp of the Lizzie McGuire era, the maybe even a little bit before that.
We were
Mm,
we
We were
were
Mickey
we
Mouse
were
Club, Kids
yeah.
Incorporated kind of vibe. Yeah, we're
that makes
elder.
sense.
Yeah, Bug
Elder millennials.
Juice,
Yeah.
Flash Forward, like the very beginning of Even Stevens, but we aged out of that before that
Mm.
ended.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah. You wouldn't have seen Phineas and Ferb then. I was probably even a little too old to be watching it, but it's fine.
My sister, who's 10 years apart from me, I was like with her all the time as she was going through the Hannah Montana phase, like watching Raven, all that. So I'm a little bit more familiar of that era because of her. And then my younger sister is 15 years younger than me. So Serena didn't really even care about Disney Channel at that point. So
That's
Yeah.
so wild to think about. Yeah, my like prime, I think, was like I was huge into That's So Raven. I loved That's So Raven, the Cheetah Girls. High School Musical was probably like the peak of where I was. High School Musical, Hannah Montana, and then after that,
Yeah.
I started to kind of like phase out. Yeah.
Well, are you guys ready for a game?
Yes, I'm so ready.
Ready. So, our game is called Our Favorite Sleepover Movies Growing Up. And each of us is going to take turns naming our go to sleepover movies as kids and teens and kind of share why they were iconic for your little sleepover group.
Gosh, I feel like, okay, just so we're not going on forever, let's do three, maybe
Okay.
four, because I feel
Four.
like I have a lot. And it's so funny because when I think about it, when Jackie and I literally used to have sleepovers, we there are sleepover movies that I know I had with maybe different groups of people, but with Jackie, we always watched indie films like
Hmm.
all the
Oh,
time. So it was not it was not like the typical fun girly movies that we watched together. We'd get 7-Eleven Slurpees and snacks, and we would watch some sort of indie movie that we got from Blockbuster.
oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
All right. So if you guys do you think you need a little time to think, or is everyone ready to do at least one?
I think I'm ready.
Okay.
I think I'm ready too.
All right. Gabby, we'll start with you.
Okay, so mine, the number one for sure was The Notebook with Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. For whatever reason, it was the summer of eighth grade going into ninth grade. Me and my friend would pop that DVD into like this little portable DVD player I had in my room and watch it like every night of the summer, just on repeat for whatever reason. I mean, it's a great movie. We loved that movie. And it reminds me just of like the summer of eighth grade. And if you're a bird, I'm a bird. And looking back though, some of the behaviors were very toxic that Ryan
Yes.
Gosling was. I'm like, maybe we need to reevaluate this. But at the time, it was like giving all the romantic vibes that I needed that my 13-year-old heart desired.
We did The Notebook on the show. Jackie very much hates that movie and all things
I do.
melodrama, but we watched it for the first time together, and just the reactions that we had completely describe our friendship.
Yeah, it
Oh
could
my
not
God.
have been more different. So I was sitting on the floor, like leaning up against the couch, and Danielle and my sister's best friend were on the couch. And so, like, the movie ends, and I remember, like, the feeling of rolling my eyes at what I just witnessed. And I turned around to be like, oh my God, I can't believe we all had to sit through that. And they are just sobbing and like,
Oh my gosh.
it was such a beautiful movie. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm in the minority here. Never mind.
That is so funny. Oh yeah, no, I loved it. I loved every second of it.
And then for when we did the episode, I was with Jackie. We watched it together with her husband, and so she's like, "Yeah, it still doesn't hit." And then me and her husband are like, "But it's so
Oh
sad."
my gosh.
I cannot believe y'all are crying again.
Yeah, I was just like, oh God, still.
Oh my God. That's so funny. That's so funny. No, it was such a good just movie. My second one would be, this is very weird, I know, but Little Shop of Horrors with Rick Moranis.
Ooh,
The
that's a classic.
Oh,
the-
it's so good though.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, I'm looking at the poster on my wall right now. Steve Martin is the
Yes.
dentist, and
Yes.
oh, it was so good. And a lot of my friends too. That was again one that I watched like it was third grade every night before bed for whatever reason. I was like, I need to watch The Little Shop of Horrors, and I need to see Rick Moranis just sing his heart out to this plant. But there was one friend that spent the night, and at one point she was like, "This is kind of scary," and I was like, "It's fine."
You gotta go.
You gotta
can't move over
go.
again.
You got to go. I was like, this is art. What do you mean? This is phenomenal.
There's
Uh.
nothing worse than when you're pouring your soul out, like you're excited to show a friend at a sleepover your favorite thing, and they're like, "Yeah, this sucks." You're like, "Man, we're
No,
not
yeah,
vibing."
not vibing at all. And also like ruining the mood. And now I just want to like go to sleep. Yeah. No, it was a vibe killer for sure. And I think my third one would be the movie Aquamarine. If you guys ever have seen that with Sarah
Have I?
Paxton. Oh my gosh. So good. And it was just like the epitome. I don't know. It just felt like it's so relatable, even though it was about a mermaid, like becoming friends with a mermaid, but it just felt like so relatable in the summer and just wanting to be like a girl and going after your crush. And I always wanted those little starfish earrings that she had that like spoke little
Oh.
affirmations to her. They were so cute. One more. Okay. Easy, Hocus Pocus. This was another one that was a good vibe test for people because there was one time where a different girl got a little too scared. Like one of the scenes where Binks was looking through the window, and I was like,
Scared.
scared. I was like, sorry, this is, if you can't handle Hocus Pocus, you can't handle me. And like, it's one of my favorites. It's so good. It's so good. I love Halloween. I love, the Sanderson sisters, Bette Midler. It's just like, I feel like it's such a classic, and I will watch it any time of the year.
Jackie?
Mine, oh gosh. Okay. I went like middle school because I feel like we talked
Me too.
a
Yeah.
lot about the stuff we watched together in high school. So I went a little earlier. So number one is is Pet Cemetery 2 with Edward Furlong. I
Oh my
know
God.
we like horror in our house, and so that's where we
I
went. But like I haven't watched in a really long time, but I feel like if I do, like it all just comes screaming back to me. We watched it so often. And even just my sister and I would be like, what we watching tonight? Okay, Pet Cemetery 2. It was the weirdest thing. The second one, I literally have videos of us recreating a dance from this movie, and it is
Oh
Man of the
God.
House with Jonathan Taylor Thomas,
Oh my gosh, that was a classic.
where it's like CNC Factory.
I've seen the video.
Yes. It's not great, but on
Poor
heavy
Johnny.
rotation, well, JTT was just big in our house, and so we had to pay respects for that. And my dad really liked Chevy Chase, so it was like
Mhm.
fun for everyone.
Yeah.
Now I have to make really hard choices. My third one is going to be a Goofy movie, top to
Mm.
bottom, fantastic movie, very like easy to sing along with. I also have home movies of us making home videos of us singing songs from that movie too.
Oh.
The songs are so good. Tevin Campbell is so
So good.
unmatched. There's a really great documentary actually about the making of a Goofy movie.
Yeah, we saw you got a box, girl.
Oh yeah, oh that box was crazy too. Yeah, that was one of the most insane PR packages I've ever gotten. It was so cool. I have like a power line in like jacket that says my name on it.
So
It's so
jealous.
We were gutted because
cool.
do you know, legitimately, we've had maybe at least 4 or 5 of our guests, past guests, well, including you, who got those boxes. And I was
Yeah,
like,
they're
Oh
just
my
like,
this ain't
gosh.
right, Lord.
Oh
This
my
ain't right.
God. Yeah, no, it was so cool and it was like so special too. And I can't believe it turned 30. I'm like,
I
that's
know.
wild. 30 years is crazy.
It's so
Crazy.
funny because they never, I feel like Disney didn't respect that movie the way that they should have.
No,
And
yeah.
so I was glad that they were smart enough to see that so many people loved that movie and that they did the anniversary properly. So,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like the creators of it said that they started to realize the big like fandom at D23, which is the Disney convention,
Mhm.
like a few years ago. Like it was like within the
yeah.
past 10 years and just like seeing all the online like love for it, which is just so crazy because I'm like, we all loved it growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will die on this hill that retheming Rock and Roller Coaster should have been a
Mm.
Powerline concert and not the Muppets.
Oh, 100%. It should have 100% been a Powerline concert, or even like not if it's not Powerline, like the Emperor's New Groove or something, like where it's like pull the
Yes.
lever, Kronk, and yeah, something.
I
Yeah.
think the Muppets, they had to do it because they paid so much money for that IP and they're doing
Mm,
nothing with it. So,
that makes sense.
all right,
Very
Jack,
disappointing.
your fourth movie, your fourth movie.
It's a toss-up. We were Pauly Shore fans in our house, and so
Ooh.
I'm gonna go Encino Man, but
I knew it
son-in-law
was gonna be on there.
could have fit right in there. But I mean, still to this day, quote Encino Man. It's just such a good movie. You get early Brendan Fraser, you get Sean
Hmm.
Astin. Like it's just fantastic.
Yeah.
This list is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in life. Okay? Because I think a lot of my movies from middle school are definitely 80s movies. And
Mm.
Hmm.
so, okay, I'm gonna start with, and I say sleepovers, but a lot of the times I was by myself. I'm gonna pull out my violin and play the saddest song for y'all, but I really didn't, besides like my cousins and maybe had two friends. My mom was very strict about like sleepovers and stuff, so
Mm.
it wasn't until maybe the end of middle school, like with one of my friends, that I could sleep over at other people's houses. So if I
Mm.
wasn't with my cousins, it wasn't happening. But I love My Girl too so much.
Oh
Like
my
I watched
gosh.
it on a loop. It was everything to me. Couldn't tell me nothing about that movie. Loved it.
Oh.
Oh gosh. Trying to think. Oh, Teen Witch.
Mm. Such a
That
good movie.
that movie, I know it's bad. I get it. But I think loving that movie is what shaped how much I love all these other shitty, cheesy movies, hence us doing Sleepover. Not to talk bad about it, but I know that it's just for me.
It's a very that I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever. The little brother was so annoying. He was
Oh,
so annoying.
so bad. Gosh, it's so hard. I think my third one is going to be Milk Money.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's a good one. I mean, it's not. It's
It's
a
not,
terrible movie,
it's so bad.
but we watched it a
Uh,
lot.
yeah. And I think my last one is going to be Crooklyn because I could watch, I knew the lines to that movie. It was just always my favorite. And that was really hard. I had so many others. I was like, should I say Troop Beverly Hills?
True
I'm
Beverly
not.
Hills. Oh
Oh,
Troop
my
so
Beverly, yeah,
God.
good.
yeah.
That's such a good one too. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
I
had a
feel good with
few.
my list.
I had a few honorable mentions. One of it, which being A Kid in King Arthur's Court.
I can't. I'm glad I never have to see that movie ever again in my life.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
You ain't missing a damn
Okay.
thing. Oh, one that I should have had was Parent Trap. All like
Mm.
not
The
just
OG.
the OG and the new one. I loved watching those over and over again.
Those were great.
I just
Okay.
asked I just asked Heather what movies we watched when we were like in middle school. I'm interested to see Heather's my sister and we're 2 years apart, so I'm interested to see if she says any of the ones that
That you said.
I said.
Tremors should have been on there because I know
Oh,
y'all watch that every
Tremors
day.
was on the short list. Arachnophobia and Three Ninjas
Mm.
were the
Ooh, Three
short list.
Ninjas.
Yeah.
Classic. All right, so I have a question for all of us. Since we're talking about sleepovers, what's one sleepover moment that lives in your head rent free from your own personal sleepovers?
Ooh. Oh, okay. I think mine is very easy for me, at least. I was in eighth grade, and a lot of things happened in eighth grade, I guess. But me and my friend were having a sleepover, and we decided it would be a great idea to sneak out. And so it was like the girl that lived like a few houses down the street was having some like boys and stuff over like late at night. So we were like, perfect, we're sneak out. We finished watching The Notebook, and we like because I liked and I still do like wearing like extensions and fake ponytails and things like that, and that was no different in eighth grade. And so I put like one of my fake ponytail extensions underneath like the blanket to look like her like hair was sleeping and stuff, and we made the pillows like look like it was us, and we made it not even because my house was an older house growing up, and our garage door wasn't automatic. It was one that you had to like push. And so as soon as we pushed that, I just heard my mom yelling at us. I was like, uh-oh, we didn't even make it out the door. We
Oh.
grounded, immediately grounded. But yeah, that one stands out for me.
Yeah, I love trying to sneak out. I did get in trouble once. My cousin slept over and we snuck out through the garage door because there was boys in my neighborhood that like we loved like playing outside and stuff like that. And I
Mm,
get my mom, it was late, one and two, she's like, you have to understand you guys are girls and they're boys. Like it's I get it. But
yeah,
we were out there in them streets trying to sneak out.
that's so
And
funny.
because one of our neighbors had a trampoline, now that I think about it, that man had a trampoline and no kids and always had us over, probably was a huge red flag.
A little sus.
So we were on the trampoline, but then we were outside and we were just chilling, dancing. And my mom came out with her rollers and her scarf and was like, I was like, oh, we gonna die tonight. We are gonna die tonight. Like we're not gonna make it. So I don't know if that's the most epic, but
That's funny.
definitely was fun.
Memorable.
And I was just thinking about like some of I used to have really great sleepovers at your house, Jackie, and then
Hmm.
Amy's house was like our sleepover house because you guys always had great snacks. There was Jackie's
Same.
fridge, her mom always had Pepsi. There's Coke there too. I think every now and again there was Coke, but it was
Yeah.
mainly Pepsi. Your mom loved Pepsi, and
Yep.
there was always Coke for Jackie. And her mom knew that I loved like double bubbles, so those were always in the
Oh
drawers.
my
There was
gosh.
chips, popcorn, candy, like living
Some
it up.
houses had the best snacks. Like you always knew
Yes,
which friends had the best snacks.
the
Swiss cake
best
rolls.
snacks. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
And we'd play games all the time, like board games and stuff like that. And there'd be like a big group of us always. And
Wow.
then, like, obviously, after a while, people had to go home, and then whoever slept over, slept over. So
Yeah.
it's fun. You have
Um,
one, Jack?
I mean, we just played a lot of Manhunt, which
Mm.
my neighbors growing up must have been saints because we were hooting and hollering, hiding in their bushes, climbing all over their property at like 10, 11 o'clock at night playing Manhunt. Like, I don't know how they didn't complain to my parents, but
That's so funny. Yeah.
it was a great time. I was great at hiding. Looking back now is probably because I had undiagnosed narcolepsy. So, like, I probably just took a
Ah.
little nappy under a bush and I didn't even move.
Oh my gosh. That would make you so, yeah, yeah. Prime,
But
prime.
that was a lot of fun. And then, yeah, just generally having people over at the house, like a lot of late nights in the pool or playing video games or board games. My mom was very much like, I'd rather have you guys here with all your friends so I can keep an eye on you than like have everyone out driving around or getting into trouble elsewhere. So she really took care of our entire friend group. And like even the boys, like we never slept in the same rooms, but if like it got really late and she was like, I don't want you guys driving home, it's 2 a.m. or whatever, they would like
Yeah.
sleep on the couch and stuff too.
Oh,
So she
wow.
always just took care of everyone.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, now let's put Gabby in the hot seat and we're going to
Okay.
ask you for your three employee picks. So, when we worked at Blockbuster, we got to recommend movies to people. So, our time frame is 95 to 2005 and let's see what you
Okay.
stock on the shelves.
Oh, okay. I think this is within that. I would put serendipity. Does that fall within that? I feel
It
like
sure
that's,
Yes.
does.
yes, serendipity. Oh, Big Fat Liar. That was one that I think that's like 2001
Yeah.
or
No, that's
2002.
perfect. Yep.
Big Fat Liar was always one that I like loved getting. Whitney Houston's and Brandy's Cinderella.
Oh, that's
Yes.
Yes,
perfect.
yes, those would be my top three. Yeah.
Love it.
Yes. That is a tough question. Oh my God. But it just like the answers came so clearly to me. I was like, wait, I know this in my
You
soul.
did
That was the
great.
quickest that
Yeah.
we've seen.
No, oh
Yeah.
my God, no. It like because I think those were also ones that I used to get when I would go to the like there were certain videos that I would get from the VHS store that I didn't
Yep.
have at home. And those were always the ones that I would be like, yep, yep, yep. Yeah, those were my like go-tos.
All right, Gabby, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on social so they can keep up with you?
Yes. So on all my social media handles are my name, Gabby Whiting, GabiWhiting. And that's on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, all the things. All of the things.
And you guys can follow us at No More Late Fees on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Threads, Blue Sky. And stay tuned for next week's episode as we kick off our Hot Girl Summer with Bad Boys. Bad Boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? I love that Jamie was like, what's a nah 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 on the episode.
Yes. That was such, yeah. And I like my family was a cops family. And so, like, every time that song plays in that movie, I'm just like back on the couch watching Cops with Dad.
Yes, I remember it was either finding him falling asleep from a baseball game or yes, cops would definitely be on in the background.
Yep. And Gabby, thank you so much for joining us. This was an absolute pleasure. We had a blast, and we hope to have you back on again really soon.
Yes, no, thank you guys so much for having me. This was so much fun.
And as always, be kind and rewind.